Natalie Amoia, welcome to Essential Stories. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, Carrie. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We are going to dive in with a fun little game. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, here we go. So you're gonna answer these questions to whatever degree you'd like
Uh-oh.
to. I'm gonna give you two different choices, and you just pick one. Okay, this or that.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Would you rather visit the past or travel into the future?
I think travel into the future.
Okay.
Past is done.
Past is in the past, right? Would you rather have a terrible memory or absolutely no common sense?
I think absolutely no common sense.
That's so funny. Yeah, memories are important, right? Um, Ooh, this is interesting. Would you rather solve world hunger or come up with a cure for cancer?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Right?
Can I say both?
No.
Ah, well, I guess I would have to say a cure for cancer.
Okay. I know that's a bad one. Would you rather never leave the country or leave and never come back?
Never leave.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Ready?
Uh-oh.
And this will be the last one. Would you rather be forced to listen to the Barney theme song or someone slurp soup for 24 hours straight? So, would you rather listen to Barney for 24 hours straight or listen to someone slurping soup?
I'd have to go with Barney.
Barney.
I think it's just a little bit less annoying.
Oh my gosh, that one is so funny. Although I remember, I'm sure you do too, because you're a mother of three, right? Those kids' songs get stuck in your head. You're
Yes.
like, oh no, I'm gonna live with this the whole day. I used to just turn on any song to try to snap it
Try to
out.
get it out.
Like, get us
Yeah.
out. Get this out. But I'm glad you chose that you didn't want to get rid of your memory because my first question for you regarding your essential oil journey is your first memory of ever experiencing essential oil with at any time period and me go back into your childhood if that's where it takes you.
Well, it wasn't that far back, but it was quite a while back because it was when son was, my middle son was he was almost two. He was turning two, and he's almost 19 now.
Wow.
And I, you had just introduced me to oils, and didn't know what to do or where or when or how. And he was really sick. And you invited me over your house, and you said, "Why don't you come over and I will help him?" And we came over, and he was sitting on my lap, and you were doing your thing with the oils on his feet. I don't even know
I
if you
remember
remember.
that. I
You
do
were doing
remember
your
that.
thing. This was Robbie doing the thing with the oils on his feet, and he just was so calm and relaxed. And he just felt so good. And he like kind of fell asleep. I'm like, oh my God, this is fabulous.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
yeah, that was my first like memory.
And do you remember what oil it was? Like, was it
You used a few different
okay.
ones. I don't even remember.
Do you remember like what oil you gravitated to early on in your journey? Was there a special oil you loved or a group of oils? Like did you find yourself I love the florals or I love tree oils or spice oils or something like that?
Um, not wasn't crazy about the spice. Definitely the citrus oils I loved. But
Okay.
one of the things now that I remember, I think one of the oils you used on Robbie was oregano.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I remember, yes, I remember now his feet smelling like oregano.
That's so
And I
funny.
always liked oregano too. It's such a strong smell, but I always liked it. But I always gravitated towards the citrus oils for the
Citrus oils. And
smells.
you
Yeah.
can actually put, like the Greeks do, put lemon with oregano. That kind of
Yeah.
tempers the smell a little bit. And I always say if you're going to use oils with little kids, of course, and you use oregano, which is so wonderful, or thyme, another great oil, just
Yeah.
put socks on their feet, right?
Yeah.
Like, and your house will smell like pizza. And who doesn't like walking in your house and it smells like pizza?
I know people used to say that all the time.
Like, oh, I'm hungry. What do you have cooking in the kitchen?
Right.
Then you have to call out, right? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So, what prompted you to share this experience with other people? Because you could have just used it with your own family and been very content, and or never used it again. I mean, lots of options.
Yeah, well, after that, I just kept trying different things and using different ones and really kind of feeling, experiencing the benefits. So, I would just talk to people and just start talking about it. This is really good. If somebody came up to me or didn't feel well or something was going on, I'm like, you know what? I just came across this. Why don't you try it? Just kind of like sharing, just kind of
Yeah,
non-purposely, but just being that friend.
right.
I have this. Why don't you try it? Just like a restaurant. I went to this great restaurant. You want to try it? Why don't you try it? So kind of like that.
I love what you just said. I want to highlight that. You said just being that friend, right? Like I think sometimes we don't know how to help other people or how to be
Yeah.
a friend to other people, and the oils are make it really really easy.
Right.
They kind of speak for us and they create a little bond. I know, we didn't never intended to do this, but we ended up with this incredible community of people who just liked the oils and liked each other. Like
Right.
sometimes I wondered when we were getting together, like the oil started to take us, a back seat in a way, because it was so nice to see everybody. Like one of my fondest memories of you in the early years, certainly when we first started to have in-person meetings. Remember before COVID when we actually like got together as
Yes.
human beings and not over Zoom? And you were like our head greeter. Like you were the person that everybody saw first, that you brought people in, that you said hi. And I have to say, one of the things I absolutely adore about you is that you always showed up. Like if I needed you or we had an event, like you never canceled, you never stayed in on a snowy day. And sometimes remember, it was just like you and me and two other
Yeah,
people.
just you and
And
me
we were like,
sometimes.
well, we're going to sit down and have coffee. And then sometimes people would walk in off the street. I think that's how we met Marguerite, right? She just kind of heard about the meeting, came in, and you
Yeah.
guys have been friends for a really long time. So
Mhm.
I love the stickiness of the oils, if you will, like
Right,
those
right.
friend becomes like a friendship magnet, right? Like there's
Hmm.
so many amazing ways that you can meet people you probably wouldn't have
Never
met
would.
in any other way.
Yep.
So let's fast forward for a minute into the world of doTERRA oils, where we all live now, and hopefully, all love. Do you have a wow product that you're really excited about at the moment, or particularly?
Um, you know, I I'm kind of like an old soul in that regard. I just love everything I've always used, like a creature of habit. So like,
Yeah,
the On Guard and the Deep Blue Rub and the DDR Prime and Lemon. And I kind of like to stick to those. Like I said, I'm a
yeah.
creature of habit. So yeah, that's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I always love. That's what I always continue to love.
So are you a deep blue rub or a deep blue stick fan?
Actually, now stick, I should say.
Stick, you
Now
like
the
the
stick.
stick. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. It's a little less messy, but it's a
Yeah.
different formula. It has the copaiba in it. Um, but I'm glad that they have those two options for us for sure. So tell me a little bit about your oil routine. Like, how do you fit them into your day? How did you build the habit to begin with? Because I think sometimes people think, "Oh, this sounds great, but I'm going to forget."
Yeah, no, that's true. Sometimes I still do forget, but other than I think the biggest thing is with the On Guard. I always used it. on my toothbrush.
Okay.
Always, always, always. That's like my habit, you know. Um, and then, you know, throughout the day, even if I wake up and I'm not like feeling great, even if I'm not like sick, you
Yeah.
know, even if I'm just not feeling great, I will wake up and I'll put on guard on my, lymph nodes or DDR prime and sometimes both. And it just never amounts to anything. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get sick because I don't have time to get sick. So
Right.
let me just do this, and the uh the deep blue stick I use a lot, because when I work out, I started working being in menopause. I started
Yeah.
working out a lot, with weights and stuff for,
Sure.
strong bones and stuff. So now you get
Yeah.
sore, right? So
Right.
using the deep blue stick, and my son uses it a lot too. He works out and he pitches, and so he just started baseball. So I noticed he's using the deep blue stick again.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, my husband actually loves lemon he loves unsweetened iced tea. He drinks it all day,
Okay.
and he's a lemon guy. Puts the
Okay.
lemon like, where's my lemon? If I'm running out of lemon, I need more. So yeah, so we're kind of all over the place.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. Do you find that you keep oils all in one place, or do you have them kind of spread out with throughout your life?
They're kind of spread out. I have some in my bathroom, some in the kitchen, some in the other bathroom. So they're kind of like all over. Some in my dining room, by where I work, or so there's always something. And the other oil that I love, 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 I have to say, and it's just for my own, just because I love it, is the beautiful
Oh, the
roll on.
beautiful roll
That
on.
is probably one of my favorite smells in the world. And I use that all the time.
Now, do you
Just
like
for
the
me.
beautiful body mist? Do you use that one?
No, no, I wasn't
No.
as crazy about that one. It's nice, but the actual roll on.
The concentrated one, the one that
Yes.
has like the stronger smell.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. I remember the first time I used the body mist, which I really like because I find like post menopause my skin is drier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like you fight oily skin when you're young, and then
I
all of a sudden
know.
it's like,
Now it's
no, now I'm dry. What happened? Like, can we
right.
get to the middle, please? But if you spray that, you have to be careful because it could get on the floor of your bathroom.
Yeah.
Just like sometimes I'll put a towel down and before I spray. That's kind of helpful. A little tip for anybody who wants to give that a shot. We don't want to slip slide it around in your bathroom.
Right.
Um, no, I love that. So keep them in different places kind of
Yeah.
helps you to get access to them when you need them.
Yeah. And they're in my pocketbook too, all the time in my
Okay.
purse. I keep the On Guard beadlets and the peppermint beadlets we use all the time. The peppermint beadlets for stomach,
Yeah.
Um, and I always keep them in my pocketbook. And I always keep, like I said, the On Guard beadlets in my purse, just so we have them, just because you never know.
Yeah, and I think doTERRA is the only company that makes a beadlet, which is literally like a tiny little excuse
Mhm.
me, of essential oils and coconut oil together that you just kind
Yeah.
of pop in your mouth. Okay, so do you let the beadlet like melt on its own, or are you one of those people who pops it with your teeth?
No, yeah, I pop it.
You pop it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the time to
I
wait.
do too, yeah.
I just,
And I know some people have taught their kids to just swallow them because they're so tiny. So if you
yes.
can't swallow an actual
Yep.
soft gel, which is like a little bit bigger with a few more
Hmm.
drops of oil, those beadlets, you could like little kids can actually swallow those and nobody's going to choke. I
Right.
was just thinking that would be good for someone who's older too, who,
Yeah.
might have difficulty swallowing. Yeah, I
For
love.
like for the boys, when if they have a sore throat, I'll tell them to chew it.
Okay. Yeah,
But
because
if
then the
not,
oil kind of drips, right? It drips
yeah, and
down
it
their
feels
throat.
it's soothing. But if
Yeah.
it's something like if they're have the beadlets, the peppermint beadlets, and like they're having stomach problems, like you don't have to chew it, just swallow it. 'Cause it
Right.
get quicker to where it's got to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of
Okay,
depends
so
on what's going on.
yeah, what about diffusing? Are you a diffuser? Do you like to diffuse oils?
When I was diffusing a lot was
And
during COVID.
oh, okay.
I was diffusing a lot. That
Oh,
oil
yeah, we came up with sort of
regimen.
a protective blend, right?
That was
For that
amazing.
time of,
I
the
diffused
scary
that
time.
for
Clean the
3 years.
air. I know. The only bad thing that I realized about that 5 oil blend, and if anybody's curious, it's lemon, eucalyptus, clove, geranium, and Siberian fir in equal parts. And it just makes your whole house smell clean. Like you feel like you're protecting yourself,
Yeah.
hopefully, from outside germs and other things. But now when I smell that, it's like, oh gosh, it goes back to those COVID years. And it's like, oh, I don't want to go back there ever again. But it's good to know we have tools, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What else do you like to diffuse other than,
I like to diffuse the citrus oils because I love citrus.
do you have a
Um,
favorite citrus? What's your favorite citrus?
I love the orange, the wild
Wild
orange.
orange.
That's my
Okay.
favorite. Yeah, just the smell and it's just so refreshing.
Do you do the wild orange and peppermint
I
or
I have, yes.
combo that
Yep,
doTERRA like does at every meeting that anyone ever goes to?
I've definitely done that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's how I introduced one of my friends to oils. One
Oh,
of the kids were like little. My son was in pre-K, and I'm like, I had it. I'm like, you gotta try this. I'm like, just rub it in your hands. And she was like, oh my God.
that's
Yeah,
awesome. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I recall somehow that allergies were something that you also helped yourself with. Is that right? Was that part of your
not me,
journey?
my son. Yeah,
Oh, your
my oldest.
son. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna mention that. Yeah, he had terrible allergies when he was younger, and I did the lavender, the lemon, and the peppermint. I would diffuse them. I would rub them, on his chest, his neck, because his eyes would get so puffy,
Yeah.
and it just really helped. It was amazing.
And how are his allergies now?
They're much better as he's gotten older.
Okay, that's good.
He still gets them a little bit, but not as bad as he did when he was younger.
Yeah, and I really feel like the oils help you grow out of things,
Yeah, yeah,
which is good. It's like teaching your body to do the right thing. The body can heal itself, but like sometimes it needs a little help, right?
right. Yeah,
Like all
exactly.
of us.
Yeah, that was
And
amazing for him.
yeah. And so tell us about what you're up to now. What kinds of things are you interested in and what are you doing?
You mean on oil?
Yeah, anything. Yeah, just tell us about, what's going on. So if people want to connect with you, like, either if they have, obviously you talked about little kids and ways to use oils, raising your family. You've raised 3 amazing young men, right? How old are they now?
Thank you. So, Daniel will be 21
Uh-huh.
in May. Robbie this summer will be 19, and Mikey's turning 16 in a couple months. So he's going to get his permit.
Amazing. Amazing. And we talked about like menopause and moving forward. So what's exciting for you in life now? I know that you're still a big oil fan and people can contact you with, to learn more about that. But what else is going on in your life?
Well, as you know, my husband and I started a podcast.
Uh-huh.
So that's fun. It's called Getting Better with Age because we talk about anything midlife,
Right.
anything getting better and doing better and just being better.
Right.
Um, so that's been fun. We did it for a year straight. Now we're on a small hiatus, but we'll start
Okay.
it up again soon. Um, but you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and anywhere you listen to podcasts. So it's Getting Better at Age with Joe and Natalie and Amoia.
And what I
Uh,
love, I have to say, I love your podcast because it's so positive. Like if you need to like sit down and you're gonna laugh a little bit, you're gonna have fun with these two. They have a great relationship. It really shines through the podcast, I feel like. I've learned a lot from it. So thanks for creating that.
oh, thank you. But we've learned a lot that, when so many people get to our age group, and like 50 and over,
Yes.
and it becomes kind of like everything becomes routine. It's like, well, it's supposed to be this way. And well, I have aches and pains. That's just how it is. I'm going to have to live like that for the rest of my life. And everything's downhill from here. But we wanted to show that it's not.
Right.
And however that looks for you, whether you're, using essential oils or whatever you're doing. There's so many things you can do to make a great life in the second half. You
Right.
don't have to just lay down and die. You know what I mean? It's there's, and not even just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, meant like it's everything.
Yeah, I
And
don't
that's what our
know.
podcast kind of discusses,
Yeah.
everything, the physical, the spiritual, the mental, the emotional. So we kind of cover it all.
I love that because I don't know when this changed in the world, but we went from people growing, getting better with age, right? Like a fine wine,
Yeah.
people becoming super wise, right? Like the oracles, all the older people in the room would be the ones that the younger people would come and want to talk to a society full of people, you know, that literally have just grown old and sick and also like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and dementia is just rampant. You
I
know,
know.
like when did we go from looking forward to being an age where you've had all this life experience that you can remember and share, right, with people to literally losing that. And I know this is a very sensitive subject for you because you've had that experience in your own family,
Yeah, my mom.
you
Yeah.
know. So
Tough.
is part of your motivation trying to help people avoid the life that she had to endure?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I think that's beautiful because once we recognize a problem, we have the capacity to change it, right?
Right. Exactly.
We don't give up. We can keep moving forward. And that's awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear that your podcast is coming back because
Yes.
I really, really, really enjoyed it. That's great. Anything else going on that you want to share with our audience today?
Um, no, that's the biggest thing. I mean, the podcast, we do have our business where Joe and I call ourselves the Love Mentors, and we help women over 50 find love,
I
because
love
whether
that.
you're divorced or whether you're widowed or, you know,
Yeah.
life, I feel so much better when you have someone to share it with, you know? Um, so
Yeah, we
love.
weren't meant to live in isolation. And even though we seem so interconnected with social media, I think in a way we're more separate than we have ever been. So thank you for
Yeah.
that. Thank you for helping people in that direction. Well, this has been fun. And of course,
Yeah.
it's always time flies so quickly when you're with friends, and so this has happened again. We're coming to the end of our episode, but I hope maybe I can invite you back,
Oh,
in the
absolutely.
future, so we can talk a little bit more. I never
Yeah.
want this to be the end of the story, right? Just one chapter in it, but do go and look in the description and check out all the ways that you can contact Natalie and learn more from her because she has so much to offer the world and she continues to be a bright light, and that's why I'm so glad that you came on the show. I really really appreciate you and all you've done.
Oh, and I appreciate you. I mean, you've been a beacon of light in my life.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And someday I hope to get back to Jersey so we can see each other face to
Yeah,
face.
I know.
I'm on a little hiatus here, caring for my
Yeah.
parents in Ohio, but this isn't, this too shall pass, as
Yes.
the quote
Yes.
Tom Hanks. All right, so I like to end the show a la Actor Studio style by asking you 10 fun questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, question number one. What's your favorite smell? Doesn't have to be an oil.
My favorite smell is probably sauteing garlic.
Oh, wow. I love that.
Yes.
What smell do you hate?
Oh, what do I hate? I don't know, probably like garbage.
Garbage. What brings you your greatest sense of peace?
My husband and kids.
Hmm. What irritates you the most?
What irritates me the most? I don't know, annoying people.
What's your favorite character trait in a human being?
Oh, somebody who is just being their true selves, authenticity.
Authenticity. Love that. What's your favorite guilty pleasure?
God, I have so many. Um, Probably ice cream.
Ice cream. You have a
Chocolate.
favorite flavor? Chocolate?
Chocolate. Yeah.
Love it. What's the last food you'd like to eat before you die?
Oh, my mother's eggplant parmesan.
Oh, yum. If you had a magic wand and you could eradicate any disease or illness, what disease or illness would you eradicate first?
Alzheimer's.
If I give you $500, you can't break it up, but you can use it any way you want in one place. What would you do with it?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would probably go to like the store and buy only makeup.
Oh, time for a makeover. I love it.
Makeup and skincare and
Oh,
all that good
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And last but not least, what's the one word you'd like to offer the audience today as a gift?
Love.
Thank you.